Hello, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to introduce you to the 15 foods that are stealing your calcium, and please stay until the end of this video. Don't miss our good. Thank you for being with us, and if you like the themes and the video we made for you, please leave a comment under the video, what you like and what you don't like in our channel. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss interesting topics, and give one like. Thank you from the heart. Ever feel like your bones are getting a little weak? It could be a lack of calcium, a mineral that keeps them strong. But did you know some seemingly healthy foods can actually steal calcium from your body? In this video we will reveal surprising calcium thief foods and show you how to keep your bones rock solid. This is especially important for those concerned about bone health as they age. But before we dive in, which seemingly healthy food do you think might be a calcium thief? Share your guesses in the comments below. 1. Salty foods. When you munch on something salty like chips or fries, your taste buds do a happy dance, but behind the scenes there is some serious action going on. Your body knows it needs to balance things out because too much salt can mess with the delicate chemistry inside you. So your body tries to dilute all that salt by holding on to more water. It's like trying to dilute a super salty soup by adding more broth. This extra water helps maintain the right balance of salt and water in your bloodstream. Your kidneys jump into action to deal with this sudden influx of water and salt. While your kidneys are busy filtering out all the extra water and salt, they let go some calcium along the way. It's not intentional, they're just overwhelmed, so some of that precious calcium you need for strong bones and teeth ends up getting flushed out in your pee. 2. Spinach. You might have heard that spinach is super healthy, right? Well, it is packed with vitamins and minerals. It's like a green powerhouse, but here's the twist. Spinach contains something called oxalates. It binds with calcium in your gut, forming this no-so-friendly duo called calcium oxalate. Normally our body is all about absorbing calcium from food to keep those bones sturdy, but when calcium buddies up with oxalic acid, your gut struggles to absorb this duo. So instead of calcium making its grand entrance into your bloodstream, it gets stuck in your gut or gets flushed out. Now don't get me wrong, spinach is still super good for you in lots of other ways. It's packed with essential nutrients like vitamins A and K, iron and fiber, which are all good for your overall health. Just be mindful of balancing your calcium intake with other calcium-rich foods to keep those bones as strong as Popeye's biceps. 3. Alcohol. When you drink alcohol, your liver is the superhero that steps in to break it down. While your liver is busy detoxifying your body from the alcohol, it's also producing some compounds that interfere with calcium absorption. One of these compounds is called acetaldehyde, and it messes with the production of vitamin D, a crucial player in calcium absorption. When your vitamin D levels take a hit, your body struggles to absorb calcium from the food you eat, leaving it floating around in your system or getting flushed out. You might be thinking, I don't drink that often, so it's not a big deal, right? Well, even moderate drinking can have an impact on your bones over time. Research has shown that just a few drinks a week can increase the risk of osteoporosis, a condition where your bones become weak and brittle. Plus, excessive alcohol intake can contribute to other lifestyle factors that can further weaken bones. For example, heavy drinkers are more likely to engage in behaviors like smoking or having a poor diet, which can also negatively impact bone health. For caffeine. When you consume caffeine, it starts a chain reaction in your body. First, it stimulates your nervous system, making you more alert and awake, but at the same time it also triggers the release of certain hormones like adrenaline, which stimulates your body's fight-or-flight response. Now in this heightened state, your body decides it's time to prioritize certain functions over others. One of the things that can take a backseat is calcium absorption. Caffeine can mess with the way your body absorbs calcium from the food you eat. Instead of absorbing all the calcium goodness from that glass of milk or that slice of cheese, some of it might just pass through your system without getting properly absorbed. So instead of having caffeinated drinks with your calcium-filled meal or snack, try having them at different times. This way your body can focus better on absorbing the calcium without getting distracted by the caffeine. 5. Whole grains. Whole grains contain something called phytic acid. Now, phytic acid is not necessarily a bad guy. It's like a natural plant defense mechanism. It helps the grain store phosphorus, which is great for the grain's growth, but unfortunately it's not so great for our calcium absorption. When we eat these whole grains, the phytic acid gets busy in our digestive system. It latches onto minerals like calcium, kind of like a magnet, and forms these tight bonds that make it hard for our bodies to grab onto the calcium and absorb it properly. Now does this mean you should ditch whole grains altogether? Nah, not at all. Whole grains have loads of benefits like keeping us full, giving us energy and moving things smoothly, but if you are relying solely on whole grains for your calcium fix, you might want to switch things up a bit. Try pairing them with foods high in vitamin C or calcium like leafy greens or dairy products. Vitamin C can counteract the effects of phytic acid, making it easier for your body to absorb that calcium. Goodness 6. Excessive red meat. When you eat a ton of red meat, your body needs to work extra hard to process all that protein. To do this, it releases certain acids into your bloodstream. These acids need to be neutralized to keep your body's pH levels in check, and guess what helps neutralize them? Yup, you guessed it, calcium. So, to balance out these acids, your body pulls calcium from wherever it can find it, and one of the biggest sources is your bones. Your bones act like a calcium bank, and when your body needs to balance things out, it makes withdrawals from that bank. Over time, this can lead to a decrease in bone density, making your bones weaker and more prone to fractures. But hey, I get it, red meat can be oh so delicious, and it's not like you have to avoid it completely. Just keep it in check, aim for moderation, and balance it out with other sources of protein. 7. Certain fish is packed with nutrients like protein and omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for your health, but some fish, especially those with edible bones like sardines and anchovies, contain high levels of something called phosphorus. Now, phosphorus itself is not the bad guy here. In fact, it's an essential mineral that works with calcium to keep your bones strong and healthy, but too much phosphorus consumption without enough calcium to balance it out can be problematic. Your body likes to keep a delicate balance between phosphorus and calcium. When there is an excess of phosphorus, your body tries to restore that balance by pulling calcium from your bones. This process, known as demineralization, weakens your bones over time, making them more susceptible to fractures and other problems. So while fish can be a healthy addition to your diet, especially for getting those omega-3s, it's essential to be mindful of the types you are consuming and how they might affect your calcium levels. We've made it halfway through our list, and we sincerely hope you've enjoyed it so far. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button and ring the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Let's move forward with the video. 8. Soft drinks. Your body likes to keep its pH levels within a certain range to function properly. When you consume acidic foods or drinks like soda, it can throw off this delicate balance. Soft drinks, especially those with added acids like citric or tartaric acid, can contribute to this acidity. Now, when your body detects an acidic environment, it tries to neutralize it by releasing buffers. These buffers include calcium. Your body pulls calcium from your bones to help neutralize the acidity caused by soft drinks. Additionally, the high sugar content in many soft drinks has been linked to inflammation in the body, which can negatively affect bone density and contribute to bone loss over time. If you are craving a fizzy beverage, consider healthier alternatives like sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice or herbal infusions. These options provide the bubbly texture you crave without the side effects of soft drinks on your bone health. 9. Rhubarb. Rhubarb contains oxalic acid just like spinach does. Remember how we talked about spinach forming that not-so-friendly duo with calcium called calcium oxalate? Well, rhubarb does the same thing. Calcium, instead of being absorbed smoothly, gets trapped in your gut or flushed out of your system. It can also increase the risk of kidney stones, the little crystals that can cause intense pain when they pass through your urinary tract. So not only is rhubarb interfering with your bone health, but it's also causing trouble for your kidneys. However, all hope is not lost. There are ways to enjoy rhubarb while minimizing its negative impacts. For instance, consider cooking rhubarb with calcium-rich ingredients like milk or yogurt, as the calcium in these foods can counteract the oxalic acid's effects. Balance your rhubarb consumption with plenty of other calcium sources throughout the day to ensure you're meeting your body's needs. 10. Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are packed with all sorts of good stuff like healthy fats, minerals and phytic acid. Now, phytic acid, as we've talked about before, is like this natural defense mechanism found in plants. It helps the plant store phosphorus, which is great for its growth, but not so great for us when it comes to absorbing calcium. It starts latching onto minerals including calcium, forming these tight bonds that can make it tough for our bodies to grab onto the calcium and absorb it like we want to. There are ways to outsmart phytic acid and still enjoy your Brazil nuts. One way is to soak or sprout your nuts before eating them. This process reduces the phytic acid content, making it easier for your body to absorb the calcium. Additionally, as we mentioned earlier, pairing your Brazil nuts with foods rich in vitamin C or calcium can counteract the effects of phytic acid. 11. Beans and legumes. Beans and legumes contain natural compounds known as enzyme inhibitors which impact calcium absorption. They work by blocking certain digestive enzymes in your gut. These enzymes are crucial for breaking down and absorbing nutrients including calcium. So when you consume beans or legumes, these inhibitors can interfere with the digestive process, potentially reducing the amount of calcium your body can absorb from your meal. Also, there is this other thing called lectins in beans and legumes. It binds to the lining of your intestines. This binding can disrupt the absorption of nutrients including calcium by interfering with the function of your intestinal cells. However, there is no need to ditch beans and legumes from your diet. One strategy is to soak, sprout or ferment your beans and legumes before cooking them. These methods deactivate some of the enzyme inhibitors, making the nutrients, including calcium, more accessible to your body. So go ahead and enjoy your beans and legumes. Just give them a little prep before cooking. Processed foods often undergo a lot of processing. During this time, many nutrients including calcium can get stripped away or altered. They are also loaded with additives like phosphates, which are used to enhance flavor, texture and shelf life. While these additives might make processed foods taste better and last longer on the shelf, they can mess with our body's calcium balance. They can interfere with the absorption and utilization of calcium in the body, making it harder for our bones to get the calcium they need to stay strong. Now I know what you're thinking, but processed foods are so convenient, I not just eat them in moderation. Well, sure, moderation is key, but if you are relying too heavily on processed foods, you might be missing out on some crucial calcium sources, and over time that can take a toll on your bone health. 13. Soy products. Soy products contain compounds called phytoestrogens. These are plant-based compounds that mimic the hormone estrogen in the body. Now, estrogen plays a vital role in bone health, especially in women. It helps regulate bone turnover, which is the process of breaking down old bone tissue and replacing it with new bone. But here's where it gets interesting. Phytoestrogens can sometimes act like a double-edged sword. On one hand, they might have a mild estrogenic effect, which could theoretically be beneficial for bone health, especially in postmenopausal women who experience a decline in natural estrogen levels. However, on the flip side, phytoestrogens can also interfere with the body's natural estrogen signaling pathways. This interference disrupts the delicate balance of hormones involved in bone metabolism, leading to changes in bone density and strength. So enjoy your soy products as part of a diverse and nutritious diet, but don't rely on them as your sole source of nutrition. 14. Certain herbal supplements. You are taking your daily herbal supplement thinking you're doing something good for your health, but behind the scenes those herbs are playing a sneaky game with your body's calcium levels. Certain herbs have substances like oxalates or phytic acid, just like spinach and whole grains do. These compounds can bind to calcium in your gut, forming tight bonds that make it hard for your body to absorb the calcium it needs. So, instead of that calcium making its way into your bones where it belongs, it gets stuck in your gut or gets flushed out of your system. Some common culprits include certain types of tea like black tea or yerba mate, which contain oxalates. Others might include herbs used for their medicinal properties such as rhubarb or certain roots and bark extracts. And if you really want to take herbal supplements, consider talking to a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian. They can help you choose supplements that won't interfere with calcium absorption or suggest alternative ways to address your health concern. 15. Certain medications. When you take certain medications, they can interfere with the way your body absorbs or uses calcium. One way this happens is through something called calcium excretion. Basically, some medications make your kidneys get rid of more calcium than usual. Another way medications can mess with your calcium is by interfering with how your body absorbs it from the food you eat. Now you might be wondering, what medications are we talking about? Well, there are a couple, like certain diuretics. Those make you pee more, corticosteroids for inflammation, and some anticonvulsants for seizures. But hey, don't panic just yet. If you are taking any medications and worried about how they might be affecting your calcium levels, the best thing to do is to talk to your doctor. They can give you details on how your medications might be impacting your bone health and what you can do about it. So now you know about some sneaky foods and factors that can steal calcium from your bones. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. By being aware of these calcium thieves and making a few simple changes to your diet and lifestyle, you can keep your bones strong and sturdy for years to come. Remember, balance is key. Enjoy your favorite foods in moderation, and don't forget to include plenty of calcium-rich foods in your diet like dairy products, leafy greens and fortified foods. Weight-bearing exercises like walking, jogging, dancing and weightlifting help stimulate bone growth and density by putting stress on your bones. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week to get the benefits for your bone health. If you are concerned about the impact of certain medications or supplements, do not hesitate to reach out to your doctor or a registered dietitian for personalized advice. With a little knowledge and some smart choices, you can keep your bones rock solid and continue living your best life. Do you find this video informative or helpful? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. Don't forget to like and share. Thanks for being with us, and if you liked the themes and video we made for you, please leave a comment below the video, what you like and what you don't like in our channel. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss interesting topics and give a like. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.